Hello, it's Crafty Rhea and welcome back to another video. This is another recycled Christmas card videos, which is one of my favorite crafts to do. If you like it as well, please do hit that subscribe button because there will be plenty more coming, and there also are plenty more in the past if you haven't seen them. I'm into number 60 something. So there's plenty of those videos. Go check them out. And don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. Today I'm going to recycle 3 cards. One is super simple. The next one's a little bit more involved. And the other one will include a tag. They're going to be super easy cards, nothing hard at all. We have this adorable cats looking out the window. Makes me think of my BFF Valerie. She's a crazy cat lady. And this card I absolutely love because of the bicycle. I think it's really, really cute. And this card that says peace and peace on earth. It's really nice. And that one I will be doing as well. So these are all larger cards. And I don't want to waste any of these images. So I'm going to use 5x7 card bases for these cards. I think when I do my card kits for Patreon, I might include a 5x7 as well as an A2 size card so you can have a variety of cards to make. So we have that. I think the yellow brings out some of the yellow in the Christmas tree. And this one, I thought the red looked good with it. And on this one, I thought I would use the light blue with the dove. Let's go ahead and start with the cats. This one is going to be my most basic recycled card style. I'm essentially just cutting off the front and putting it right on the card because there's some glitter on it already, and I don't know that you can tell, but the paper of the card looks like a painted canvas. It has texture to it. So it already has a lot going on. It doesn't need a whole lot more. And I'm just going to trim this down. I'm going to start by, I made that crooked. Start by cutting the front off. I want to see, okay, I will have to cut it down to the yellow line. I'm going to cut the image out completely and get rid of that yellow line. I don't know if you can hear Jonah barking. There have been squirrels outside eating birdseed that have fallen, and apparently Jonah wants to tell them that he lives here and they shouldn't be eating the birdseed. So here we go. I'm going to cut a little bit more off the bottom of this. I don't think it will take away from the image at all. It's just the windowsill. There we go. I don't want too much of a border, so I am going to trim this card down a little bit. It'll still fit in the envelope. It'll be just a little bigger than the envelope. I mean, a little smaller than the envelope. The envelope will just be a little big for it because I do want it to look a little more even. I need to take a little bit more off. There we go. My paper trimmer was not behaving there. All right. And that is going to be my most basic card that I ever really make. Sometimes I'll mat the card on a different color, but with the 5x7 cards, that makes a lot of cardstock. And so it makes it pretty heavy to mail. I'm going to cut the sentiment out from the inside. And then I will just adhere this to the card base. I'm going to use my trusty Elmer's glue, my Elmer's glue all. Now I didn't have my pin all the way inside. I just want to make sure it will run okay. Yep, it didn't clog up. The last thing I want to do is to clog my glue on video. And I'm just going to line that up right on there. This is super basic. And I think I will mat the inside. Let's see, I have some papers here. It has kind of like the red writing, so I'm going to do it on that, on this color, on the inside. I was cleaning my craft room today and I found this bag of cards on the floor in a Ziploc bag underneath some stuff. I had forgotten I had them. So of course I went through them right away and I picked out a couple that I wanted to make. It's kind of like shopping when you get new stuff, or Christmas or my birthday or something like that, where I get new stuff I didn't know I had. I love it. And then I'll just put this onto the inside. Get rid of that glue I got on my mat because I don't want to have it make a mess. There we go. That is called Super Duper Simple, but it came out really cute because it already has glitter on it. Now, of course, you could take stickles or something like that and jazz up some of the ornaments if you wanted, and I may do that in the future, but I just wanted to show you, you don't have to go all fancy. You can just cut your card like that and make a new card out of it. Whoever gets it will certainly like it. So then let's go ahead and we'll do this one. Now I want to use the bicycle for sure. So I'm going to use this side of the card and cut off that. I feel you don't really lose much of the image by cutting off that. And this card is 5 by 7, so I do want to cut it a little bit smaller than the card. I'm going to aim for just the edge of that, the glow from that street light. I'll start by cutting the front of the card off. And I'll cut out the sentiment from the inside as well. We'll do it this way first. Okay, so this is 7 inches wide, and I won't be able to measure exactly how it would be because my trimmer only goes up to 6 inches. So I'm just going to cut it like that and then guess. I think that would leave a good border. I'm going to take a sliver off the bottom and a sliver off the top. Let's see how much more I have to take off. I will cut it down to the top of that street lamp. And I think that worked out perfectly. It gives me about a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. And just a little bit of a red border. Now we have the rest of this, and I hate to throw that away, so I'm going to make a tag out of it. I'm going to trim off the bottom, and I'm going to trim it pretty much to the top. Like that. I want it to be a more reasonable size. I think I'm going to trim that little white sliver off the bottom. So for this card, for the front, I'm just going to glue this down the same way I did the other, and that card is going to be done. I left my pin out of my glue again. I'm getting bad at that. But the Elmer's glue does not seem to clog as much as the art glitter glue does, or not as fast anyway. So I've gotten a little bit spoiled. Okay, we have that. And then I will put the sentiment on the inside. I think I will go ahead and use the blue. There should be enough for that and the tag. Yep. I did some other bicycle cards earlier. In my summer video. Check it out if you haven't already. Okay, and to make this a tag, I'm going to use my crocodile corner chomper. You open it up like that, and you have a large angle and a small angle, and I like the large angle, and you just put it right on in there like you would a corner rounder, and you chomp and you get a perfect card angle or tag angle, and you can make absolutely anything into a tag. It's really great. And then I'm going to just mat it on here. And then I will give this a trim. A little bit more off the top. And then I will chomp it again. There we go. I will go ahead and glue this to the inside of the card. Okay, I have my basic hole punch that is from just any office supply store or Walmart or anywhere. It's just a regular circle punch. And I'm going to just make a hole in it, just eyeball where it should go. And I have this ribbon, this light blue ribbon. I was looking for a little piece of red, but I couldn't find any. But I did find the light blue. It was handy and easy to get. So use whatever you happen to have on hand. And I got my little ribbon cutting scissors, and I'm just gonna trim it at an angle. Save the rest of that for later. And then I have this cute little tag. On the back, I will stamp to from. I have this basic little stamp. It is from Anita's. I've had it for many years. I may have gotten it at Big Lots. And I have the Gina K Designs dye ink in blue denim. I thought it would be cute because it's a little darker. Just going to ink up my stamp. And just stamp it on the back. I have this Clear Design scrubber pad. One side is wet and the other side is dry. And this is water-based stamp cleaner by Ranger. Just give that a spray. You don't need a lot. And it stays wet for a while. Then you just rub your stamp on the wet side and then you just dry it off. And when it gets really yucky, I just wash it with water. You'd be surprised how much of the ink comes off. So we have the card and the tag. And what I usually do, if I give a gift and the card, that's fine. If not, I usually just send the gift tag to the person I'm sending the card to, as just an extra little gift. Okay, and now the last card today will be... Jonah's upset because it's the last card, I think. This piece. So it's a trifold card, but I'm just going to make it a regular card. I'm going to use this light blue. So I want to cut each side of it off. To get my scraps out of the way. And the inside, they wrote really close to that, so I will just stamp a generic greeting on the inside. So I need to cut this down. This will be my matting or background paper. I'm just going to mark with my pencil where I want it to be. I was trying to decide if I was going to save that for another project, which I might be able to. I'll put it in my card scrap box. Actually, I may use that on the inside. So there we go. We have that matted. I'm going to trim this and use this Peace on Earth on the very inside of the card. And I'm going to do a little trick get my painter's tape because it comes off real easy. And I'm going to line this up with the very bottom of that old card base and just tape it on there. It's lined up so this side is even. And then I can put it in my paper trimmer and trim off that little sliver. And I'm going to trim it here just on the other side of that star. There we go. And that'll be the inside of my card. That's great. That worked out really good. So then I have this, and I would like to keep as much of the bird up top as I can, and as much of this as I can. So I'm going to trim this down to just below that wing. It's going to cut off a little bit of that very top wing. And then I'm going to cut it down to just the bottom of that star. And let me see if that works out. I think that's going to be perfect. That's really perfect for eyeballing it. Give myself a pat on the back. So I'm going to adhere this paper on the bottom, on the card base. There we go. And this piece I'm going to raise up on foam dots. I'm going to take a little bit off of the left, just up to the word piece. I don't need all that extra white space there. And that'll give me a little more space there. I think that looks really good. So I will take my foam tape I'm trying to decide if I want this piece to be down and just have the bird come up. No, I'll do the whole thing. I'll put these foam squares down in the corners. I'll put one on the bird, and I'll put a couple in the middle. There we go. And then it will just sit right off of it. I like it because it gives a good 3D look. And the reason I put the two there kind of in the middle is so it doesn't cave in. I'm going to turn it this way so I can line up the corners really good here in the back. There we go. And it's hard to see on camera, but it really does sit up off of the card. These are a little thicker than the other foam tape that I use. These are probably 1/8 of an inch thick. Yeah, they're 1/8 of an inch thick. And this other one that I usually use is about half that. It's about 1/16 of an inch. But in this case, since it's white on white, the 1/8 of an inch really does add perfect dimension. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit higher. And then I'm going to put this sentiment on the inside. I think I will use this blue, maybe this red. I think I'll use the red just to give it a different color. That blue doesn't match the front. Alrighty. There we go. I want to make sure, I better make it a little thinner on the edges. A little more narrow. There we go. I am almost to 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. I cannot wait to reach 1,000, and when I do, I will have a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers. It's so exciting. I can't believe it. I remember just starting out, and I know so many of you have been with me from the beginning, and you comment on almost every video, which I greatly appreciate. Also, let your friends know, pretty please. I would greatly appreciate that as well. Here are the 3 cards that we made today. And the tag. I think they came out really cute. They were super easy, no special supplies needed. Just basically your card bases, some glue, some paper, and then there you go. A couple of foam squares that you can get at the Dollar Tree. So there you go. 3 cards. Super easy, but yet they look great. Anybody would be happy to receive them. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate all of you. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to read your comments. And give this video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't yet joined my Facebook group, Create with Crafty Rhea, I would absolutely love it if you did. The ladies there are awesome. We have a Happy Mail thread going on where we're sending each other Happy Mail. And it's just a whole lot of fun. You guys take care. And until the next video, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.